Hi, it's Teacher Melissa, and I've had a couple special requests for some folks to do a video about another reward system that I use throughout class that's available to most of you. So I want to, and it's free, so I want to show it to you. Now, I want to start off with, many of you know, I just primarily give stars for my secondary rewards. I find that it's easier for me. I teach a lot of upper level students, but I do the same for the little trial guys that I see. So I do teach trials as low as down level 1, but my major course and supplemental classes are geared for the older level 3 and up. So I only see the level 1 and 2s in trials, but I do the same thing for them and it works. And I primarily just give stars. Now I have a number of shiny stars, different colors. Just got a few different stars, and I might let them choose. Would you like blue or orange today? I don't show them this whole board. The most I will do is show them two, but I do give this reward. And when I'm clicking on a star, and I'll just throw the star up on the wall here behind me. Here you'll see the stars that I use for every single unit assessment. When no matter what the reward slide says, that's great job, and I'll read what it says. You get a brick or whatever weirdo reward they're getting on the reward slide, and I just throw up a star. Okay, so I'm doing that as I'm clicking the star in the app. That's how I do it. But I want to talk to you today about the thumbs up rewards that are available to most of you right in the VIPKid app while you're teaching a class. They're not, I don't know if these are available on iPad or not. So somebody needs to comment below and let me know if you can see them on your iPad, because I know the AR stickers are not available for iPads. So I am not sure if it works for the iPad app. So somebody let me know. I'd love to know. So this is the thumbs up. Now I'm going to refer to my notes quite a lot because I've got a lot of little pictures to pop up here, and I want to make sure that I'm on the right picture. So first of all, these are in the chat box once you're in the classroom. So once you click start class, you'll be able to see that thumbs up. So pay attention. I've circled it here in red. So that's the one I'm talking about. It's the thumbs up. Okay, and oddly enough, there is no thumbs up icon in this, but that's just saying you want to tell your student they're doing a great job. So do you see where that low is? And again, you have to actually be in a class to see this. So I'll give you some tips at the end of the video about how and when you can play around with this and see what it does on your end without worrying about is it messing up the student. So we'll talk about that at the end. But you see it's right here in the chat box. What you have to do is you have to click on the thumbs up first. And then this little box will pop up with your options. Now, sometimes there will be only two in the box, and it will say very good and it will say perfect, and those might be your only two options. Sometimes it pops up and there's like 6, 7 options. 6, I can't remember how many, 6 maybe, and a bunch of options will pop up. As far as I can figure, this just depends on the students technology on their end, what their computer can accept. I've never had a student that I can remember that couldn't do any unless it kicked us to the old classroom. If the student's technology is older, out of date, and you get kicked to the old classroom, this will not be available to anyone. But if you're in a newer classroom, some of my students, I have very good and perfect, and some of my students, I have this whole array of, there's a larger array of options, which I'll show you in a minute. So, but first, click on the thumbs up. The box pops up. Now you'll see in the box that I have here, both of those have a little arrow on superimposed, like on top of or underneath of the icon for the reward, very good or perfect. That means that you have to click it to download it to your chat box. That does not give it to the student. And I found this out the first time I started playing with this several months ago. I thought I was giving the student the very good when I clicked on the down arrow, because I thought, oh, it's downloading it to the chat box. And nothing ever showed up on my end the first time I clicked it. But I thought it was okay because when I click on a star, I don't see anything shoot across my screen, but I knew that the student did. So I thought that's how it worked, but it doesn't. You have to click it real quick to download that. And then when you click it again, it will pop up this pretty box to the student. So click on the thumb, click on the arrow, then click it again. Okay? Now you're thinking, I don't have time to click through all that. I'm trying to get to the next slide. This is what I do in that beginning of class when I click start class early and I've got like a minute or so. I just quickly click on the thumbs up. If anything on there still has an arrow, then I know I need to quickly click it. Now it's not like AR stickers. It doesn't keep it downloaded to your computer permanently like the AR stickers. You only have to download them once. Often I have to do it every class. So again, I'm talking 3 seconds before I start class with the student because I've clicked start class a little bit early. That's a whole nother video. You can go find that one, why I click start class early, but this is one of them. So if you do that, then you've got them all ready to go. All right. So now when you click on it, the big icon pops up in your chat box. This is what you see in this slide. You can see what it looks like. This is in my chat box. Okay. And you can hear it if you listen close on the student's end. It makes a little bloop sound. And then Dino says, very good, or perfect. So he's saying something. So it looks similar to the animation, I guess, that you are seeing here. Because when I first started doing these, the students' eyes would light up and I'd say, what did you see? And they would say, dino in a spaceship or something like that, or they would say the words. So I was asking, what did they see? And as far as I can tell, it looks like this. But you only send it, they've only gotten it if you see it in your chat box. Okay? So there are specific ones that you can use. I use them for specific praises. Now, if it's just like in between stars and I just want to say, oh, very good, you're doing good, the kid needs a little extra, I'll send a very good or a perfect, and I kind of space them between the stars. I am not going to click very good, very good, very good, very good, because that's also what I'm saying out loud all the time. So I don't want to overwhelm them. Keep in mind, it's only special if it happens a few times. If something happens over and over and over and over, if they get 10 of these during class, then it's not special. It's just sounds like you're just heaping on praise for nothing. So I'm not stingy, but I do space them out and try not to overdo it. When you get lucky and all of them pop up in the box, then you do have some specific ones that you can be paying attention to. There's a great pronunciation. Now, I use this one. If a student has been struggling throughout the lesson, and then we get to the reading or whatever, and suddenly they pronounce it right, I'll say great pronunciation. I'll say, oh, that's perfect. Yes, you did it. And I click on that great pronunciation, and then I pause, and I can hear it go ding across the screen, and they like that. So it's a specific praise. I will also do that one, of course, if a student is struggling and struggling and they just repeat it correctly after me one time. I just need to hear it one time. And I'll click on a great pronunciation for that. There's a great sentence, which is great if you're trying to get them to speak in a complete sentence. And they do. It's like, yes. Or they're then struggling with a verb tense and they get it right on this one, first try. And you can say, oh, great sentence. Yes, you said the right verb. So that's another great one to use. And then there's a great reader one. They've just read a great big long difficult passage. And they just added this one, like in the last couple weeks, I noticed it. It just says, wow. And so I do this one when just over and above, or, you know, they've been struggling and they did great, whatever. Use it however you want. But the older kids like these too. I just want to pop up here real quickly. One of my happy students when I gave her a wow. Now this girl's 12 years old, maybe 13. She's in level 4, almost to level 5. So she's doing pretty well. And I just clicked up a wow and just was like, wow, that was great, because she answered every single one perfect, but I'd already used the perfect. And she loved it. She just cracked up and smiled and just enjoyed it. So these are some great little ways you can throw in a little bit of technology. I don't use Minicam. Lots of people do. I don't have a green screen behind me. Lots of people do. I don't hardly use Google Slides ever anymore, and I used to not a couple years ago. And that's great if you use all of those things. That's wonderful. But if you don't use all those tech things and you just use this simple little tech thing to kind of show this off. It's great for marketing yourself to the students. Oh, look, they sent me these. And it stays in the chat box when they watch the playback. They see them also on their end. So it's really, really great little way to give an extra little encouragement to your student in an animated way that just doesn't cost you anything more than just a little quick click. I'll even click it while I'm swiping to the next slide or erasing. So you can, it's very quick and easy to use. So let me know how this works for you. Try it out, report back. Let me know. Now let me tell you real quick. I told you I'd tell you when you can play with these because you have to be in a class. No-shows are great. You're sitting in a no-show, just keep popping up. The recording doesn't happen until the student enters the class anyway, so don't worry about it. If something's in the chat box, no problem. All right. Most of these screenshots that I'm showing you, I took after my last class of the day. And I said goodbye. The student, oh, thank you, great job, 5 stars. And the student exited the class, and I was just in the class.